Hello, adventurers. My name is Chris, and welcome back to more Dragon Age Origins. And we're in Orzammar. We've returned. Now, we had a lot of places to go, a lot of options, and like I said, for RP reasons, because we care about our sister Rica, right? Our first opportunity to return here with a sense of authority, if anything, to not be treated as a castless, so we can more freely walk around, as well as be less hindered. And hopefully, if anything, maker forbid, anything's actually going wrong, then we might be in a position to help, right? But in my point of view, right, and this is purely an RP reason. If we end up hitting a wall, it is what it is, and we'll figure it out. But and I don't know if any of the other origins are the same way, but RP wise, we care about Rica. So when we have an opportunity to come back and check on her, right? Because our situation, the reason we left, right, being that we stepped into the proving, we were gonna get in trouble. It was gonna be bad, right? And it was Duncan that saved us, pretty much, by offering us a position as a Grey Warden. And Rica was like, okay, go on, get out of here. So us being able to return, I feel like feels right, but that's why we're here. Now, last episode we also officially, locked things in with Morgan, which is pretty good, right? It was I don't know, something about the way we look up at her, I guess. She looks down at us. I don't know, something special. But things are happening. Things are happening. And we've fought some tough fights. And by tough fights, I mean the one fight outside here, which was definitely a skill check. And it basically pushed me to even further refine and look into the tactics system that I feel like kind of have okay, but it's me that's the issue, right? It's me, because what is it? A lot of times, like, I'll pause, right, and I'll jump around. But if they're like mid-action, I can't really queue up a second action. But it's realizing, like, okay,
what?
Unpause, let that action finish, then pause again, issue a command, basically continue to jump between them in a way, right?
What need something? Like?
And then basically battlefield management, right? Because when we did start, it initially felt like, okay, cool. It's not like an action RPG, like keeping this like just on us and we're doing it. There's a lot of like, what's the way to say it? I mean, it's like a tactical RPG. It is a tactical RPG, and so I still got a bit of a learning curve to get through, right? And I'm pushing it, but I think we just need to get into more scraps so that I can actually, do it. Because there's only so much I can read, right? And the way we have the tactics set up, right? Switched him to Scrapper. Because the second I switch off onto one of them, anybody else in the team, these tactics kick in. And if I don't have our tactics set up right, he gets janky. And so Alistair, Morgan, right? I feel like Alistair and Morgan's decent, right? Shield bash attack, using health, shield wall, and then Morgan, right? Mind blast when surrounded by at least 2 enemies, right? At least, right? Stun. Horror, at the highest health enemy. Which we might change if it's highest health, something like that. I feel like highest health, maybe highest rank, No, we'll see. We'll see. We'll see. Right, Winter's Grasp is good because I don't trust her casting Cone of Cold. I don't. Mostly because it can do friendly fire, which we don't want. We don't want that. Right, and then Shale, basically making sure that they activate Pulverizing Blows first. And there, we got Threaten on there too. So whenever there's more than one enemy, you know, Shale can pull aggro off of the rest of us. And so we'll see how that goes, right? But right now, Orzammar's in a bad spot because the king is dead, and there are two people, right? Bhelen and Harrowmont, and they're fighting for the throne. And we have no idea who either of them actually are, right? So we don't know who we could really trust. We don't know who would be a better king or not, but right now, Orzammar is in a standstill because the assembly, right, which is who decides who the next king is, hasn't decided yet. And I don't know. It's not looking good. There's a lot of tension. Right, it's kind of a mess. And so, I'm thinking for the sake of getting a lay of the land.
Excuse me, do you have a moment?
Yes. To get a lay of the land and kind of like establish ourselves here, as well as see kind of like what the climate is. I want to go to Dust Town, but we're gonna look at these first, and then pop in the Diamond Quarter, and then once we kind of have an idea, then we're gonna go to Dust Town, and I don't know, hopefully find Rica. See what's going on there. And Les.
Oh, I actually was talking to your companions, or are you from the surface too?
Can I help you? Yeah, you could say that. Get out of my way. Can I help you?
I've been trying forever to find someone who really knows the surface world. I don't suppose you've heard of something called the Circle?
Yes, it's similar to the square and the triangle. The Circle of Magi. Of course I've heard of the Circle. Of course I've heard of the Circle. Who hasn't heard of the Circle? Right? Why is a dwarf interested in the Circle? Yeah.
I've been trying to reach someone there for years. I've sent missives with every caravan, but I never get a reply. I want to know if they would accept me for study.
Oh, that's interesting. Even though you can't use magic, you still want to study it. It's kind of interesting. Because you could be an enchanter, right? But then that's, I mean, would that then be a less of a threat? A dwarf with the knowledge of magic but can't actually use it, therefore can't really be possessed by demons? I don't know. You're crazy. Dwarves can't do magic? Do you want me to ask them? Why wouldn't they? You want to leave Orzammar? Why wouldn't they?
No dwarf has ever studied at the Circle of Magi. I guess you never read First Enchanter Caitlin's treatise concerning dwarfs and the non-heritability of magic. He tested dwarfs from 20 bloodlines and found they couldn't perform any level of spell casting, regardless of lyrium exposure or time on the surface. The Circle speculates that lyrium in the stone shields us from spiritual influences, and over time made us immune to them.
A nerd? Read? What is this? Oh, pretty. That's a good breakdown how that actually works, right? Because it's like, oh, you know, dwarves have a natural resistance to, you know, magic, which we learned in, like, the character creation screen. But that is interesting. And so basically, because so I wonder, right? Because could you then somehow, right, have a dwarf born on the surface, away from the stone, right? The stone. Would that then Not do that, or well, no, because it's all the hereditary. It's hereditary. So basically, you'd have to be either super far down the bloodline enough to where that hereditary trait is diluted, or that's just not going to happen because every dwarf is pretty much from here, regardless, it seems. So what do you want with the circle? Right, of course I read that. What'd you read about axes and ale? Like a proper dwarf, right? Come on. Do you not embrace the stereotype? We have a reputation to uphold. So what do you want with the circle?
I want to go to the circle to study.
I assure you that desire will depart the moment you arrive.
I don't want to do magic. No dwarf can cast spells, but I don't see why I shouldn't study it. It would be a valuable exchange. Orzammar would learn of one of the great natural forces of the surface. And the circle gains direct access to our knowledge of lyrium smithing.
Ambitious. But I'm glad she said it, because that was one of the things. Like, well, yeah, you still want to learn about it, even though you can't really utilize it. You still have the knowledge. I can bring the circle your request. And what would the messenger get? Ridiculous. Stay in your place. Leave the mages alone. I can bring the circle your request. Because we got to go there anyway, right? Why not? You know? Branch out.
That would be wonderful. My name is Dagna, daughter of Janar of the Smithcast. Tell them I've already begun reading the Tevinter Imperium's Forticum Kadab, and it's just fascinating. Did you know the Imperial Magister Lords once had genealogies of every human family known to produce a mage child? Oh, I'll go pack my bags right now. I'll be waiting by my father's shop.
The Fortina Kebab? The four who? I'm sorry, it was very quick. The Forticum Kadab. The Tevinter Imperium's Forticum to Fortic. This book. Wow. Yeah, the Imperial Magister Lords once had genealogies of every human family known to produce a mage child. That's crazy. Wow. The Imperial Magister Lords, they had the genealogies of every human family known that produced a mage child. That's wild. Damn. I guess, I mean, it makes sense in the fact that you would have, I mean, control, knowledge, all of it, right? Knowing every family, but making the effort to make sure that you document.
Greetings, and welcome to Garen Garrison's Luxury Goods Shop. Wow, there are a lot of you. And I've never seen one of those before. The things they come up with. What was I saying?
One of those before? Jeez. What was it? Have a look at my shop, I hope. Nothing coherent. You alright? I should see myself out. Let's see. Have a look at my shop, I hope.
Right. Yeah, I have some lovely things here. Lyrium enhanced, of course.
Ah, good. Another opportunity for me to spend more money than I should. The Rose's Thorn. That's cool. 30% critical backstab damage? That's... Whew. Cool. Very... 148 gold, yeah. Crazy. Crazy. Look, okay. I know I've spent a lot of money recently. Some for good reasons, others for less incredible reasons. But the golden mirror, polished gold frame, gold deer and sparrows frolic together in a charming scene on the back of the mirror. Wait. This is very reminiscent. This was even something that I thought about, like in the last episode, right when Morgan fell for us. We talked to about that. She stole a mirror in her youth, and Flemeth smashed it to teach her a lesson. We could give her this. But the thing is, she agreed with Flemeth. She agreed with Flemeth that it was good that she smashed it. She's like, right, it was foolish. It's risky, dangerous. So would it be a bad idea to give it to her? Would this be more like, hey, here's that mirror, and she's like, I told you. I don't know. We'll see. A gold amulet suspended by a chain of delicate gold links. A gemmed bracelet. A delicate gold bracelet adorned with small sparkling gems. I know. I hear it. Trust me. I'm not the best with money. But I kind of want to sell one of these, but can anybody use this? Can anybody use that armor? Okay, this is the same stuff. Oh. You know what? Gives them a different style. Mix them up. Make them feel excited. Right? I think that'll be a good idea.
I'm only asking because you never know who's going to get hungry.
Oops, my bad. I'm sorry.
Right. Best in the trade, you know. I worked the ore myself.
You got that lyrium. You got the lyrium giggle. Okay. Okay, these are so small chips, spirit crystal. Well, the thing is, let's see. Shale, right? All the stuff we already have, I believe, is better anyway. Remarkable Diamond, Life Giver. Alright, fantastic. An incredible use of our monetary capabilities. Nug Wrangler Barmore?
I knew I should have stuck to common nugs. I've gone and lost them too. I'll never find them the way they skitter. No way I'm going back to that supplier in Dust Town. Guess I'm shutting it down.
What's going on? These things dangerous? If I see any nugs, I'll send them your way.
Gotta boil them before roasting, but otherwise no, safe as sand. Some people swear they make good pets. May as well leash a turnip, I say.
Okay. If I see any nugs, send them your... Sure.
Good on you, stranger. Only need one to turn this around.
What's a nug? What's a nug? Oh, there he is. You got some kind of rat? Like a blind mole rat. Oh, we got him. Nug. Hip deep in mad nugs. Our screams deafened their keen ears. We will be nug. From songs that only nugs can hear. By Paragon Ebrian. 584 Exalted. The Nug is an omnivore common to the deep roads, a hairless creature that is almost blind as well as completely docile. It spends most of its time wading in shallow pools as well as mud pits, feeding on small insects, worms, and, in a pinch, limestone. And simple metals. Indeed, the digestive system of the Nug is legendary, able to make a meal out of almost anything a Nug finds on the cavern floors. Nugs reproduce rapidly, spreading into any niche within the deep roads they can find, and serve to support a variety of predators such as giant spiders and deep stalkers. So too do dwarfs make meals out of them. Nugs are, in the poorer slum portions of Orzammar, one of the most common sources of meat available. Some dwarves even domesticate the creatures, claiming to find the creature's high-pitched squeals pleasing. Ooh. I don't know about the high-pitched squeals, but you know, I'm sure they're cute. I'm sure they're fun.
Go on, I'm out of the nug game. Got nothing to sell.
Got a nug for you.
Saraka, I'm back in the game, such as it is. I don't have much besides gratitude, but find a bunch more of these and I'll toss you whatever I found.
Oh. Ooh. You brought a nug to Bormore. Bormore? Don't forget to wash your hands. So true. Unlike this guy, you met a young dwarven woman named Dagna, whose biggest wish is to study magic at the Circle of Magi. Even though dwarves are incapable of doing magic, she wants to study its theory. You're to go to the Circle and ask them if Dagna can study there. Right? Why not? Okay.
Orzammar welcomes you.
That it does. It's another
The
nug.
deep roads are home to the Darkspawn now. Oddly, they're supposed to be safer to travel during a blight.
That is interesting. Well, because they do live down there in the blight, right? The blight comes in, they all scurry out to the surface, so the deep roads are emptier. I guess theoretically that makes sense. Mines Commander? What's going on?
I'm sorry, but I cannot allow you past the front lines without Adesh's permission. And I've heard nothing of any new patrols scheduled to leave today.
Ah, what I'm doing here is none of your business. Why do you need patrols?
Don't let the comm fool you. The Darkspawn are down there, aren't they, Commander?
Either we finally have the edge, which I doubt, or the beasts are building up numbers for the next attack.
Ooh. Actually, they made their move on the surface.
The surface? But I thought the vermin never went up that far except to...
Except during blights. Ancestors save us if that's what's happening.
Oh god, I just blew their mind. What do you know about Paragon Bronca?
What anyone knows. She went out there with her entire house and she's never coming back.
You don't think maybe she's still there, Commander? She is a paragon, after all.
And now she's an ancestor. No one lasts 2 years in the tunnels.
Gotta be honest, if we ever go in there and we do find, that would be kind of crazy. Darkspawn the only danger?
Of course not. Down here, you're bound to run into giant spiders, deep stalkers, and other vermin.
Well, we fought giant spiders, so that's not super out of our... what a deep stalker is. Other vermin, deep stalkers.
Ugly beasts they are. Walk on 2 legs, but they have the head of a worm and hunt in packs. Watch out. They're not afraid to take on a group their own size.
Oh, good. Oh, great. Are there no dwarves past this point?
A few outposts. Legion of the Dead, mostly. Fools that they are. Some scavenger types, too.
Legion of the Dead?
You know the Legion, don't you? Anyone who can bear arms can join, no matter his crimes. Or sanity. They hold a funeral when they join, and swear their only goal is a glorious death.
hardcore. Will you let me pass?
Into the deep roads? Not without a full unit of soldiers to back you, my friend. Or a Desher's permission to risk yourself. Orzammar can't afford to lose its citizens or honored guests on casual visits to the deeps.
You know what? True.
Aye, for your sake, I hope you've no reason to come here again.
I mean, out of game, my curiosity of the deep roads is strong. But in game, I think it's totally fair. It's too dangerous, too risky, and there's no reason to go down there. Ooh, Codex, a Shaper's life. Orzammar has carved a legacy from the stone, but history is more than the comings and goings that fill the streets. These caverns are old cuts and well-traveled. True will of the stone is revealed far from the halls of politics and commerce. The Shaper must step away from the familiar and seek out revelations from the frontier or buried secrets from paths abandoned. The Shaper must first walk away if he is to return. First steps from the Shaper's life. How profound. How profound. The Shaper must first walk away if he is to return. So deep. Alright. Alright, let's go poke around the Diamond Quarter real quick. See what's going on. Fancy place.
I can't believe it. I heard
Holy
a dwarven
shit.
Grey Warden came to Orzammar and I couldn't help but hope. Look at you. My little brother, the returning hero. And with quite the unusual entourage.
Oh my god, this is great. This is what I wanted. This is exactly why we were here. So good. I was going to go to Dust Town. Right? Wow, you look incredible. Look at this. Fancy. Oh, nice. I'm afraid I'm not here just to visit. Is that you under all those jewels?
Can you imagine? As of last month, I'm a royal concubine to House Iduken. They've moved Mother and me into the palace. You could fit our
Iduk?
whole neighborhood just in the bathing room. I wish you could meet little Endrin, but they don't let me bring him outside the royal nursery.
How long have I been gone? Just like, oh my god. Wait, Endrin? A royal concubine? This is a lot of information. From not here. You're a mother? House Iduken? That's the royal house. That's the person? That was the nobleman who was interested? Oh. Oh, that's... Wait. Oh, boy. Okay. Ugh. You're a mother.
Little Endrin was born right before his grandfather died. His grandfather, the king. Can you believe it? My son is an Iduken. The future king of Orzammar spends his nights in my bed. Barat was a toad, but I have to thank him for teaching me to read, dance, massage, and whatever else Bhelen sees in me.
That's what I was worried about. It's like House Iduken. It's like, oh god. Bhelen. Which again, we don't know anything about him, right? We just know he's very much been distant from politics. Right, so we don't even know who he is really as a person, but that's something. I'm afraid I'm not here just to visit, but Bhelen poisoned his father and killed his brother. We don't know that for sure. It could be likely, but we can't say either way. Then are you gonna be queen?
Of course not. His wife will be queen. But my son is a prince. Your nephew could sit on the throne of Orzammar.
Yeah, because remember, concubine. But you know what? It's not ideal, but she's out of the slums and she seems happy. And at the end of the day, that's what matters, right? The rest of this is kind of semantics. His wife will be queen But your son's prince, that's certainly a way to do it. Your nephew could sit on the throne of Orzammar. I know what it. Yeah, I guess technically he is related to me. He is our nephew. Let's go. I'm glad you're doing great. That's the whole reason not the whole reason, the second reason we showed up. I'm sure the assembly will see reason and vote Bhelen in. But Bhelen poisoned his father and killed his brother. I don't think these are both very firm statements. Friend, we're not here just to visit.
Why? What's wrong? All the news from the surface says terrible things are happening. Darkspawn attacks and a civil war among the humans.
Correct. A new blight is beginning. I need Orzammar to support the Wardens. A new blight is beginning.
Ancestors, save us. I was afraid you'd say that. I hate this. Until there's a king, the Assembly would let the world collapse rather than bow to anyone's better judgment. But I can introduce you to Vartag Gavorn. He's Balin's chief lieutenant. He could help you if anyone could.
You know what? That's just one of the two people I need to see. Great, take me there. Just tell me where he is. I'll find him. Some things I want to do first, maybe later. I'd rather talk to Harrowmont. I'll talk to them both. But, let's see. We could go there right away. Just tell me where he is, I'll find him. I mean, if Rica can introduce us, maybe that'll be better than us just kind of wandering in. As much as I do want to explore the Diamond Quarter.
He may be suspicious at first. Don't take it personally. It's been so hard to tell who's against us.
Rica, I'm at the Assembly. This is no place for a woman. What do you mean by this?
Vartag, this is my brother. He comes on behalf of the Grey Wardens, with dreadful news.
Of course. I wasn't thinking. It would be hard not to notice the Grey Warden and his eclectic entourage. I hear you seek the aid of Orzammar's finest.
The finest that you have. Whoever's left, really. I need aid against a blight. This treaty obliges Orzammar to send troops to the surface. This treaty obliges Orzammar to send troops to the surface.
Ah, ancient documents indeed. These were signed in the reign of Eithnar Bimo, Paragon and King. That was 16 generations ago. Now the difficulty is that the treaty only compels our king, and we are sadly lacking one of those right now.
His name was pronounced Bimo. I'm not making fun of it. I just remember saying, I was like, Beamot? Bimo? Bimo? I was like, it can't be Bimo. There's no way it's Bimo. But it is Bimo. It is Bimo indeed. Incredible. Full circle. Yes, is there any way I could help? Could I talk to Bhelen? Battling the Blight is more important than politics. I've heard enough about your political difficulties. I mean, it is more important than politics, but there's quite literally nobody in charge to send people. As much as it's like this is greater. There's no, yeah. We need people, and there's nobody in charge that can send them. Make that call. I mean, I guess the Assembly could technically, right? Could they not collectively? Because they decide who the king is. So couldn't they just decide to send aid? Right? I don't know. What do I know? Is there any way I could help?
My prince is the rightful king, but a disappointing number of lords back the upstart Harrowmont for the throne. If you show your support for Prince Bhelen, he might be able to assist with your requests.
Right, but I don't have enough information to just support him like that. What do I need to do? Can I talk to Bhelen? I thought King Endrin himself supported Harrowmont. Then I was CK'd from Harrowmont instead. I thought King Endrin himself supported Harrowmont.
That hurts worst of all. That Harrowmont would take advantage of the dying king's delirium to plant such poisonous suspicions against his own son. After that, you understand why Bhelen cannot trust the word of a stranger, however close to family that stranger might be.
Bhelen is my nephew's father. I would never oppose him. See, that's the thing. Just because he's family doesn't mean he can't do illegal things, you know? This is interesting. What must I do to prove my good intentions? I promise I am no spy.
Would you be willing to prove that? Harrowmont has engaged in a campaign of bribery and coercion to ensure that every house serves him. But if a neutral party, a stranger, were to approach certain key members, perhaps with irrefutable evidence of Harrowmont's deception, I'm certain my Lord Prince would show his gratitude.
I need evidence on both sides. Just tell me where to go. What kind of evidence? Forget it. I'm not doing Bhelen's dirty work. What kind of evidence?
Harrowmont promised the same portion of his estate to two different Deshers, Lady Dace and Lord Helmy. Harrowmont can't possibly grant it to both of them, but they won't find out until after the vote is cast. I have copies of the promissory notes Harrowmont gave each of them. Once they see those, they should both reconsider their votes.
Is that right? I'll find them. I'll have to think about this. Where'd you get the promissory notes?
That's not important. If they ask, say you found them while searching the Shaper's libraries for your treaty.
I love you're talking about shady deals and how everyone else is acting. How everyone on Harrowmont's side is he's bribing and doing all this kind of under the counter business. And it's like, hey, where'd you get these notes? Don't worry about where I got them. Okay. It's like, okay, so you guys probably are playing dirty too. Well, it's politics, of course they are. Let's see. Isn't there someone you could report him to?
Normally, the Shapers would handle this sort of accusation. As I'm sure you remember, their libraries hold all our laws and records. They should be the final arbiters of this debate. Unfortunately, the Shaper of Memories is the most important among them, and his grandfather was Lord Harrowmont's aunt's first cousin. Obviously, we cannot expect him to offer an unbiased opinion.
Of course, the incredibly extended family member. He holds a distant relative over his duty.
From what your sister says, I'm sure I don't have to tell you the importance of family. The Shaper is biased, and if you want Prince Bhelen's help, you'll have to show where your loyalties lie. Will you do it?
The longer this conversation has gone on, the more I'm like, this also doesn't feel right. Something's off. Because I get it, it's like you want the support, but I mean, the fact that you're giving me notes to take to these other people that will get them to change their vote is, and then you're not telling me where you got those papers. I mean, it's like, is this blackmail? Is this some, I don't like it. I'll have to think about this.
Don't expect this offer to last. If my prince hears you swore allegiance to his enemy, he won't be so friendly next time. I will be here if you change your mind.
Oh, boy. This is gonna be... That's pretty. Alright, so this is gonna get a little messy. Oh, wow. Damn, this is nice. Fancy. Okay. Here we go. Decide if you will help Prince Balin's cause and inform Vartag of your intent. Prince Bhelen will not give you an audience until you prove yourself trustworthy. Vartag Gavorn has asked that you show Lord Helmi and Lady Dace promissory notes as evidence of Harrowmont's cheating ways. Vartag says Dace can often be found in tapsters in the commons, while Lord Helmi seldom leaves the Diamond Quarter. Vartag awaits your decision in the Assembly Chamber in the Diamond Quarter. Well, yeah, because we got to figure if we want to do that. I don't want to pick a side yet. This feels very like pick a side already, but I want to find this other guy. Okay, Vartag. Oh, there's Vartag. Okay, hold on.
Why didn't you tell Vartag you'd help him? Everything he said sounded reasonable. You stop Harrowmont from swindling those Deschers, and in return, you meet the prince.
Agreed, but how's Vartag related to Bhelen?
He isn't,
Bhelen.
but Gavorn is a very minor house, and Bhelen has always favored them. Vartag's son was fostered with Iduken, which was a great honor. Bhelen promised that when little Indrin is 12, he'll spend a year there in exchange.
Wow. How lucky. Do you know anything about Lady Dace?
Not a lot. She's supposed to be very practical. She doesn't care about larger issues, only how her own house is affected. Vartag speaks favorably of her dedication.
If she only cares about her house, then if this guy threatens in some way the status of her house or her position or anything like that, then she'll cave immediately. Maybe I should know about Lord Helmi.
His mother is getting on in years and gave up her assembly seat to him. Many of the nobles think he's a disappointment. He actually thinks the lower classes are people. I could almost like him if he wasn't such a vocal supporter for Harrowmont.
I mean, you don't have to like everything they believe in. You could be like, dude, really good thing. I agree with you on these issues. Not cool about these issues. But, again, this is so much around of political intrigue. Political drama. Tell me about little Indrin.
Finally you ask. He's beautiful, with the biggest brown eyes, and so smart. He already knows who his father is. I'm sure his first word will be Prince. But you're giving me that look. I can take a hint. Finish your business and we can talk later.
I mean, I don't know about Prince. Maybe Prince isn't the first word he should have. Maybe something more fun like Mom or Ale. Something. Right? Something fun.
Only if it's to tell Vartag you'll help him. Otherwise, I'll keep you here all day.
I'm glad that even though we don't agree, she's like, well, why? Why not? What's going on? Okay, well, let's see.
The assembly is in session. Enter quietly if you wish to observe.
So let's do it, Panda. Because here's the thing. I don't want to... Like, Vartag's there. But... Can I, like...
Your mind has gone to dust if you think we would pass such a writ. Half our houses would go broke without the service trade.
The proposal is only effective until we have a king to ensure we are respected by the surfacers.
Leaving you conveniently positioned to take over all contracts. I'll see your head on a pike first.
Deschers, lords and ladies of the assembly. I've already doubled the guard to prevent violence. Must I summon more?
Steward Bandalore, Balin's sympathizers are tying our hands with trivialities. They may as well open us to the sky.
I suggest we put the matter to a vote.
And I suggest you have a taste of my family's mace.
Enough! The assembly is in recess until the members can regain control of their emotions.
Damn. So we're not doing this. Oof. Dramatic. Steward Bandalore. Definitely. Do we want to talk to him yet? We'll see.
Stone-forsaken fools and dusters. I'm sorry. This is the assembly of the clans. Only dashers and occasional guests of state are allowed in.
That's right. Observing, pay me no mind. You don't recognize a Grey Warden.
Forgive me. I am so exhausted. I completely forgot about the message from the gate guard. Welcome back to Orzammar, Warden. A great deal has changed in recent days. Respect for your role is great, but you won't receive a proper hearing until we have a king on the throne.
Yeah, I know. A blight is coming. Is there any way I can break this stalemate? A blight is coming.
Troubling, but it will still seem distant compared to the empty throne. The assembly is blind to all else.
Seems to be. Does the city not care, but the world is about to end?
This is their world, and it ended when Endron died.
Damn. True, actually. Is there any way I can break the stalemate?
I must admit, Warden, I am at a loss myself. It lies with Prince Bhelen or Lord Harrowmont, and they are slow to trust anyone in these uncertain times. I only wish there was more I could do for you.
Damn, we can't do nothing.
Warden, I'm afraid the Assembly is still locked in debate. What can I do for you?
Let's see, how's the election looking now? Who's on the Assembly? How's the election looking now?
At this point, they're stone for stone. I wouldn't put any coin on the outcome. It's still up in the air, though. One big surprise, and it could go either way. Warden, I'm afraid the Assembly is still locked in debate.
Who's on the Assembly?
Only members of the noblest houses are eligible. Those who claim a Desher, General, or Paragon among their ancestors. As steward, I am a non-voting member. I'm not permitted to voice opinions about the vote, although I am forming some about our members.
Yes, for sure. Is there a way I can break the stalemate? Let me know when they stop bickering.
Not until something forces their hands, I'm afraid. Only Bhelen or Harrowmont can settle this.
Yeah, so that's literally where we're at. It's just those two. They're the ones. Okay. Nice. Fine aesthetic. The Diamond Quarter. Doolin. Right? Which we do want to speak with. So I think between these two, let's start with Doolin.
I heard there was a Grey Warden here. I am Doolin Forrender, second to Lord Harrowmont, King Endron's own choice as successor. Word is spreading that the surface may suffer a blight. It is shameful we are not in a better position to help.
It is. But it's not your fault. I have a treaty obliging Orzammar. It's tripping me up. Oblige the G's, man. Flipping me out. I would speak with Lord Harrowmont. I have a treaty obliging Orzammar to aid against the blight.
That may be, and that is a terrible risk for the surface. But even if the world would end tomorrow, Lord Harrowmont cannot ignore Bhelen today. He cannot afford to trust anyone of unproven loyalties.
I know. I get that. How can I prove I'm not working for Bhelen? What do you want me to do? Denounce Bhelen publicly? Stop playing games. This treaty compels you to help me. Vartag wants me to besmirch Harrowmont's reputation.
I see. Well, it hardly increases my confidence to hear that you went to him first. I assume you refused?
Oof. Looking for a better offer.
If you want Lord Harrowmont's assistance, first you'll have to prove he can trust you.
Okay. Well, that took us full circle, but... I gotta prove I'm not working for Bhelen.
That's a generous offer. If you mean it, you might attend the proving today. The Deshers take it very seriously. And unfortunately, Bhelen found some way to blackmail or intimidate House Harrowmont's best fighters into stepping down.
Man, I'm not getting a lot of good feelings about Bhelen. Not gonna lie. I mean, Harrowmont could be bad too, but so far, it just seems like Bhelen's doing a lot of shady moves to do this, right? So you like me to enter the proving in Harrowmont's name? You want me to find out why your fighters dropped out?
That would be enlightening. Though I hope you won't pry too deeply into things they don't wish revealed. If you wish to show your loyalty, enter the proving as his lordship's champion. With your order's reputation, I've no doubt the ancestors would favor your arm. Bhelen would never work with anyone who humiliated him in that way. Harrowmont would have no fear of meeting with you then.
Yeah, so we're being put in a position we have to pick one or the other. Because basically the decisions to meet with Bhelen or Harrowmont will alienate our ability to speak with the other one. On the very see why the others withdrew. I don't want to start picking sides.
Then I'm afraid your only choice is to wait until there's a winner. Lord Harrowmont cannot risk his life working with someone of unproven loyalties. If you change your mind, let me know. The proving is this afternoon, and Lord Harrowmont could certainly use you on his side.
Oh my god, of course it's just... Damn it. A prince's favor, a lord's trust. Oh boy. Okay, well that's gonna be... We're gonna have to think about that. That seems like a lot.
We simply must reopen the gates. I cannot live without my fresh plum jam from the surface.
I don't... Priorities, for sure.
Ugh. Stand over there, Bran. Is it true there's civil war on the surface, too?
Yeah, wow, look at that. You can even see down there. That's cool. That's where we were. We went in there and ended up here.
You must be proud of your sister and nephew.
So, how is it the dwarves have a king? I thought they voted on everything, or something like that.
I mean, I guess, right? Because it's the assembly that gives the king. But then the question is, like, what is the king's authority if the assembly exists, right? Does the assembly, like, back off while there is a king? And they come in? Right? Is that right? We have paragons. We unfortunately don't have one for them, and it doesn't really say anything about the assembly. Right, this is the caste systems. And from what we, like, the few conversations we've had regarding the assembly, but yeah, I mean that's kind of something. I wonder if we're gonna find out.
Legion of the Dead Warriors secretly wear Prince Bhelen's colors. Our prince has Orzammar's deadliest warriors behind him.
Sorry,
can't talk. A crier's work is never done.
You must be proud of your sister and nephew.
Prior's work is never done.
Can I get you a ladder so you can get off my back?
Oh. House Iduken, Shield of Orzammar. The Assembly has never named a Paragon with so little disagreement as there was for Paragon Iduken. No naysayers, only a single abstention. Jeez. His worthiness was unquestionable, his favor with the ancestors clear. But family rumor says the man himself was deeply troubled, prone to fits of melancholy, self-doubt. Never satisfied with his great achievement in protecting Orzammar, he died, cursing, and he had not managed to save the outlying tags. Before he rose to Paragon, he was of little note. The memories tell us that he never entered a single proving, never sought to elevate his place among the warrior caste. He spent most of his years prior to the First Blight fighting skirmishes in the deep roads, keeping them free from surface bandits. Content to live quietly with his wife and daughters. When the Blight began, it caught Orzammar in the midst of a vicious interhouse war. Most of the warrior caste had caught up in the feuding, for as words of attacks poured in, each great house demanded that the army be sent to defend their tag. And no house would agree to sacrifice their own holdings for the safety of others. The assembly was so utterly tied up with the infighting that the darkspawn spread, unchecked, to the gates of Orzammar herself. In the chaos, Iduken grudgingly took command of the armies. He enlisted the aid of the mining caste to collapse overrun passages, called upon the smith caste to supply them with arms, and bypassed the assembly and the nobles entirely. With his leadership, Orzammar was saved from annihilation. For his insubordination, he was made Paragon. Yet he always considered it a defeat. Honestly, that's pretty hardcore. Right? History of Iduken Paragon, King Peacemaker, by Scholar Gertek. Right? That's... I mean, that's pretty wild. Like, out of everything, he was just doing the right thing, right? His mind going out of his way. Fight in the deep roads. Didn't really want to be anything higher than that. Was happy. And then saw Orzammar. Incompetent leadership. Nobody's making any decisions. Nobody's making moves. Basically, this place is gonna burn because of indecision. And he took charge. Called on the different castes to use their skills and saved the place. And that's pretty cool. That's pretty rad. Now, Bhelen, I don't think represents that same energy, but, you know, it's definitely a cool legacy that seems like he might be tapping into, taking advantage of.
News of the hour. Lord Bhelen promises radical changes that will offend the ancient paragons. Have our traditions no value?
See, they're all just spreading shit for each other. Okay, Dace is over there.
Oh, who let that in here?
Yoink. Another one of these. Oh, this is fancy. Where's this go? Harrowmont's estate. Okay. That'll Helmy. Right, because we need to... Right. Helmy's over here. Lady Dace back over that way. We can speak to them. Technically, right? Because we don't have the blackmail. Or, I'm assuming it's blackmail. It might not be. You know, I might be assuming wrong, but... God, that's so cool. Oh, that's a great view. What a shot. This place is incredible. Visually. Council Writ. The key to the city. It is agreed that no rules of procedure were explicitly broken, but a 5-day filibuster is nonetheless worthy of censure. Division of House Gorosmote property was deliberated for a full session, and forfeiture of the southern estate deemed a necessity. Since the birth of the young Cade necessitates his elevation to noble status, and it is unthinkable for a noble family to live in the slums. It is the responsibility of the father to accommodate the placement of his family. It is not possible to simply generate new space in the Diamond Quarter without compromising TIG structural integrity. Of course. Lord Dace's comment that if Lord Gorsmote didn't want a new heir, he shouldn't have slummed for a concubine. Damn. Was indeed inappropriate, but the proper procedure for resolution through proving was followed. Both parties agreed to accept his retraction, and that matter is considered separate and closed. The decision of the Assembly regarding the placement of the Duncoat clan stands. Wow. He didn't want a new heir. He shouldn't have slummed for a concubine. Fuck. Jeez. Both parties agreed to his retraction. Wow.
Ancestors watch your path, Grey Warden.
Okay, that goes to the Commons.
What? You know we've reached the end times when a face brand is free to wander around the Diamond Quarter.
It's a little unnecessary, I think. Let's see. Orzammar Commons. The Royal Palace. Chamber Assembly. Okay. Let's see. I guess, can we talk to them without blackmailing them?
You have come at a difficult time. Orzammar is ailing for want of a king. You have come at a difficult time.
I have.
Orzammar is ailing for want of a king.
Is it true there's civil war on the surface, too?
It's not going great everywhere at this point. Lady Dace.
This has dragged on too long. It's an insult to King Endrin's memory.
Yeah, I mean, it kind of does kind of seem... They're just going at each other. Because one of them wants so badly to be in charge. Diamond Mall. You know? So desperately. Bhelen honestly seems like the desperate one. Out of all of them. You know? Out of all the two. Like, Harrowmont... This is why we need to talk with Harrowmont, because realistically, how do we decide? Like, who do we sign up with? It seems like the one thing that's unavoidable. So we gotta pick somebody. Okay. Regards the doors. Okay. What happened? I heard something. I don't know. I'm sorry. That's really ridiculous. Like, you idiots, this isn't the vault. Like, they were trying to break in and they broke in the wrong room. Oh, embarrassing.
Let's have
Okay.
at it!
Okay, hold on.
It's your time to die!
Show them no mercy!
I see.
Okay. Shale, I need help.
Here. Right then.
Oh, got him.
I need
Okay.
healing.
Yes, you do. I don't think we have any more. Damn it. Oh.
Pigeons. Let's see some blood. Go. Watch in horror as I rip you apart.
Okay, okay, okay. Oh. Resisted. Get him. Get him, guys.
Let's see some blood.
There we go. That's what we're talking about.
What's going on? By the ancestors. Good on you, Warden. You caught them in the act. I guess desperate times drive people to strange things.
Yeah, it fell right through the ceiling. Not their best move.
Later. Thanks again, Warden.
You don't have it easy done, right? Large flawed spirit crystal. Great job, team. Beautiful work. Let's see. This is the one we just got. It's the exact same thing. Okay. Let's see. Do we want, because there's fire damage, cold damage, electricity. Well, no. Electricity damage. Four armor penetration. Well, hold on. If we look at this right, 4 armor penetration, 4.6 armor penetration, 0.50. Yeah, it's the chipped ice, just more. Until I find a good combination with electricity damage. Okay, what do we got in here? Oh, wow. Okay. Ooh.
Now's better than later.
Oh. This is why we gotta go back. Oh my. All right. That's massive. I didn't know there was a map for this. I was looking for the world map. That's crazy. These are just some of the deep roads. This massive crevice. What the fuck? That's nuts. Okay. We gotta bring Liliana back here. What's going on here? Food? Novice cold ice rune. Okay. Last phylactery. Many of King Indran's belongings have been rushed into storage, including trophies of his long reign among boxes. A small glass phylactery. The area is unnaturally cold. Dark shapes swirl around a sip of paper within the vial. Is that right? The glass fractures at your touch. Damn it. No. What? A revenant?
Take forever.
You will learn to fear
Okay,
me.
done with you now.
Oh, you're big. Oh, you're strong. Oh, no. Oh, this was a bad idea. Look at that thing. We broke the phylactery, which was with his stuff. And this dude pops out. And it's an orange name. The orange name immediately.
I'll get on it.
That's it. Prepare to be crushed.
All right, that's it.
All right.
What is your command?
Oh no, man.
Feel
Later.
We're not doing anything to this guy. Okay, let's go. Let's get out of here. Hey, you want to help? Is that any... Guys, real quick. Anyone? Anyone? If you're available. Just real quick. Just real quick. Just real... Hello? No. Nobody. Okay. Everyone's like, this is fucking up.
Wounded badly.
The fucking strut. Oh, God. Dude. What? Okay. I feel like we were onto something. I feel like we discovered something really big. And then we summoned that thing. Which, again, still feels like something. That's not good. That's not normal. Right? Why do you have a phylactery? That's... sounds like something that was planted. Or, I mean, could that be connected? Could that be connected to the king's death? Right? Maybe. Okay, well, it's a good thing we saved here.
Can I get you a ladder so you can get off my back?
Okay, well, I'm gonna still take these.
Got it.
Coming back for that phylactery. I don't know. I mean, it could just. I mean, could just be a secret thing. We could deal with later. I don't know. It seems important, so I don't want to ignore it. But also, it absolutely beat us. Like that was bad. Like that was fast. Right? One of the first things we learned in this game was the difficulty. Right? Orange names represent extremely powerful enemies capable of threatening a full party by themselves. Yeah. Yeah, I felt that. It was not good. It hurt, actually. It hurt very much. Very greatly. That's a throne. That's a throne. That's a hell of a chair. Damn. Oh, I can click. I can click on it. Caged in stone. The inscription is old and worn, overlooked by most as a carving detail. The beast is foreign, and the need is familiar. Home and hearth suffer beneath strength and strangeness. These new kin of this Ferelden are better as friends than strangers, so we resist on their behalf, and work with their users to bind with the stone. They no longer fear their skies, and we further our trade above. Lured from above, cornered and corralled. 3 standing in position, a 4th signals the throne. Stasis for the beast. So long as a king holds the throne. So long as a king wills it held. Inscription circa 590 exalted. Now that's crazy, isn't it? The beast is foreign, but the need is familiar. To say, like, these new kin of this Ferelden Like, immediately, because, like, you're not from here. Of this Ferelden, right? It reminds me, this concept, right, of, like, it's not a spoiler, but in Baldur's Gate 3, the character lays out, she's like, she refers to the location kind of in that same tense of sort of like this Fey run, you know? As if whoever inscribed this finds this place so foreign. Like they're not from here. And I don't mean, you know, they're from the Orlesian Empire. I mean something more, maybe not of this world. So who else talks like that, right? We resist on their behalf and work with their users to bind with the stone. We work with their users to bind with the stone. They are binding with the stone. They are possessing the stone. They no longer fear their skies, and we further our trade above. Now, trade is the trade and again, like this Ferelden could also just refer to the fact that all, or like people don't leave Orzammar, right? They don't. So the idea that Ferelden is the land above might as well feel alien to them in a way, right? And so it could be that these could be old I don't know, maybe not enchanters, but old stone workers, stone shapers, something like that aren't around anymore. I don't know. That's got me thinking though, because what an interesting inscription, huh? What? That's strange. Are there like loose plates? There are. That's so strange. What does that do?
At your service.
Are there others? I don't know. Now I'm like, what? That's so random. That's so strange. I mean, maybe it's nothing. I don't know. Bizarre. Maybe there's something that'll make sense. What? This is so weird. The royal estate, of course we can't go in there.
No one enters the prince's estate without an invitation.
It's an honor to House Iduken to have a kinsman in the Wardens.
I mean, we'll see, right? Look, okay, we can respect the house. We don't have to respect the individual. But I mean, what do we do, right? Like, I want to deal with that, but at the same time, I'm also immediately like, we're gonna die. So I think, I mean, is there some relevance to this? Okay, like I feel like I'm onto something, right? I feel like
let's go.
What shall we do?
Right, I feel like these gotta be. Because there's the one out here, and it's gotta be, it's not a coincidence. Right? There's not another one. That's the only thing. So there's gotta be something to this. Right? And I mean, is this something? Only because it says it's under quest related, which I think is strange. Why is it under quest related, not just lore, right? Specifically quest. Bind with the stone, right? Could be the well, it's not the plates. Lord from above, controlling the ground, 3 standing in position, a 4th signals the throne. Stays for the beast. It's a riddle. It's a riddle. 3 standing in position. 1, 2, 3. The 4th signals the throne. So long as a king holds the throne, so long as a king wills it held. So this could be something. This could be something. This could be something. All right. I mean, I'm hoping it's, you know, something shifts around, something opens up a little. I don't know, cool treasure item. All right. What? Whoa, whoa. It's a dragon. It's a that's an orange dragon. Oh, that's
Begin the onslaught.
we got it now. It's now the dragon age. Okay, okay, Shale, I'm gonna need you to be on top of this. Okay. Oh, oh boy. I don't know if we're gonna kill it, but
Right.
oh no, stunned. Oh, that's not good. That's not good. No. Oh. Oh.
Oh, you'll pay for that.
Okay. This is a second mistake.
All right.
I know.
Oh, too bad for you.
Now, could that have really made the difference? I don't know. I mean, that feels so possible. That feels achievable. Okay, hold on. We might let's. Okay, we're gonna put them there. Morgan, gonna put out here. as to hopefully be less susceptible to the dragon immediately. That's so crazy. That's so cool. Two wildly powerful hidden things within the same area. That's nuts.
Now that's a big
That's so
lizard.
cool.
Kill it.
I'll get on it.
Oh.
Okay. Who? Guys, fall in.
That's it.
Can I get you a ladder so you can get off my...
Okay. Okay, we're gonna do that. You taunt Alistair, shield us. This. Okay. Frost weapons. Wait, no. Frosty. Us. No.
Let's grab some glory.
Ow. Oh, this. You know what? Actually, guys, this might be way harder than it looks.
You're gonna regret this.
Oh yeah. I don't think we're ready for this. This might be a bit. Wait, we can't. I mean, halfway is pretty good. But that.
Feels so.
Yeah, there's just not enough. There's just not enough damage. Not enough damage at all. We might have to level up a bit. Now, I will say, I don't think that's going to be... I think it's too specific to be related to this whole political situation. So it is a neat... We will be back for it. So I'm actually sure we can deal with it. But that's so cool. That's so cool. Okay, I'm just going to make sure that there was anything else we didn't pick up. Aside from the phylactery, right? Okay. Looks like there's nothing, which is a good thing, right? I didn't miss anything. But now we got to get into business, right? And it doesn't seem, and I'm going to, I don't want to assume it's not, but I don't want to assume it is. Right, between these two. Like if we pick one, it deletes the other. I don't think so. But I'm also not sure. Yoink. Because I'm thinking it might be a good idea. If we kind of play both sides, if it lets us play both sides for the sake of gathering information, right?
All right.
I think it would be beneficial. The Shaperate.
Thief! Who would dare take from the memories?
Okay, I was like, I just got here, boss. What you mean? Shaperate cataloger. Mildrate.
Warden, I'm outraged. A thief in the Shaperate. What have we been reduced to?
Ridiculous. Get a good look at him.
I did. He was bald, with the most garish brand across his head. Almost like he took pride in being castless. Imagine.
Disgusting.
No offense, Warden. He's probably in the slums somewhere. As if he'd find a buyer for a stolen tome in Dusttown. They couldn't know the value.
Damn, they don't know. They don't even know how to read. What are we talking about? She reported a theft from the Shaperate. The thief has a bald head and garish tattoo, suggesting he's a brand from the slums.
I'm quite busy. Please do not disturb me.
Okay, you got it.
Are you with that warrior girl who's always here? Excuse me, I can't chat.
Warrior girl? Who? I'm interested. What is this? What do you mean?
Excuse me, I can't chat.
You can't drop that information to me and leave. Book. The Legion of Steel. Paragon Caridin vanished in the 11th year of the reign of the King Valtor, and with the Paragon, the entire process for golem manufacture was lost. Expeditions were sent to the Deep Roads to track him, but the Darkspawn drove them all back. Finally, in the 2nd year of the reign of Queen Getha, 126 golems, the entire Legion of Steel, were sent to recover the Paragon. None returned. The Shaper of Golems refused to support any further attempts to find Caridin, and the Paragon was officially declared dead. The Shaper had never recovered from the loss of an entire legion of golems and never again allowed an all-golem regiment in the Deep Roads. That's wild. Could you imagine a force of 126 shales? That'd be crazy. That'd be incredible. And they lost all of them on this. And the fact that they also lost, right? And with the Paragon, the entire process for golem manufacture. So this is when they lost the ability to make them. That's why they say they can't be made anymore. Damn. Orta.
Oh, pardon me. Were you looking for a particular volume? Not that I could really help. I don't know the libraries very well. I'm just doing some research.
What kind of research?
I was looking for something about the Orton Tig. It was lost during the last blight, and there aren't many records left. They were a noble house once, descended from the Paragon Orton, who composed the grand epic of the Seven Brothers and the Ortonic Symphony. My mother's family believes they were descended from Kalana Orton, who was training in Orzammar when the Tig fell. I'm even named for the house, Orta. Unfortunately, any records would be buried in the Tig's ruins, somewhere in the Deep Roads.
Damn. Get an idea of how big the Deep Roads are? We knew, like... I think it's different when you see, like, a visual. Right? To be told, yeah, it spans the whole Dwarven Empire. You're like, it's pretty big. And then you see a map, it's like, that's only a portion of it. It's like, oh no. Oh boy. Grey Warden, I'm not afraid of the Deep Roads. We don't have to tell her we've never been, but we're not afraid. I could try to find them. I could look in return for some of that Orton wealth. I'm a Grey Warden, I'm not afraid of the Deep Roads.
A Grey Warden? Mother always said that if anyone could find the Tig, it was the Wardens. I hear Prince Bhelen and Lord Harrowmont have both been sending out small teams these days. Yes, if you can find the Tig in any records, that could do it. That could prove I'm a noble. If you could. Maybe now that you're looking. It's almost too much to hope.
Oh, that's kind of sad. I don't know, if you're in dwarf society and you know that you're a noble and you're not treated like one, but you're treated, knowing how they treat people who aren't nobles, I'd probably really want to prove I'm a noble too. Just to not be treated worse. Right? Probably. Orta's asked you to search for the long-lost House Orton records in Orton Tig. She believes that one daughter of the house may have survived the Darkspawn, that she is a descendant of the daughter. If Orta finds proof that this is true, she will be raised up as a noble. Incredible.
Shh! I'm doing very important work.
Oh yeah, looks like it. I don't work here, so what do I have to say?
I hope you find what you're looking for.
Thank you. Finally. Okay, hold on. I'm not going to talk to you yet. Look around some books. We leveled up from reading. Knowledge is power. There isn't a dwarf alive who remembers the Deep Roads as they once were. They were a network of tunnels that joined the ties together. To be honest, it is even right to give them such a simple term as tunnels. They are works of art, with centuries of planning demonstrated into the geometry of their walls, the statues of the paragons that watch over travelers, and with the flow of lava that keeps the deep roads lit and warm. The cloud gazers up on the surface talk of the Imperial Highway built by the Magisters of old, a raised walkway that crossed thousands of miles. Oh wow, something that could only have been built by magic. Perhaps it is comparable to the deep roads, though we dwarves didn't need magic. I suppose it doesn't matter anymore. The Darkspawn rule the deep roads now. When Orzammar sealed off the entrances to the deep roads, abandoning everything that lay out there, we handed over the kingdom that was to those black bastards forever. To think that there are genlocks crawling over Bonamar, Bownammer now, tearing down our statues and defiling our greatest works. Corruption covers everything we built out there. Every dwarf who goes out and comes back says it gets worse with each passing year. The foulness spread a little further. And the cloud gazers think the Darkspawn are gone just because they aren't spilling out onto the surface? One day, when Orzammar is gone for good, they'll find out differently. Those Darkspawn won't have anywhere else to go but up, and they'll do it. The surface folk will have themselves a blight that will never end. I mean, in a way, they're right? The people, like, up there, like we weren't just up there. You know, the surface walkers, right? The sky gazers, cloud gazers, right? It's true. They if there's not a blight happening, if there's not darkspawn spilling out, they're like, oh, okay, they're gone, and it's like, oh, they're back. When it's like they're never gone. They're just not up there. They're just down here. You know, and it's easy to forget if they're not, because they're not worrying about the deep roads. It's not part of their daily life, right? The average person wouldn't think about darkspawn until it happens. But that's an interesting description, right? They're not just tunnel, they're works of art, right? Planning the walls, statues of paragons. So the deep roads are like, they're nice, right? Call it, because again, like tunnel. So it's almost comparing it to the Imperial Highway. It's essentially the same thing, but underground, right? These sort of grand passageways that spread everywhere, connecting the ties. So these aren't just some like, you know, like dirt dug tunnels. These are like impressive. Well, now I gotta see them, even if it kills us, and it might. It might. Another book. Orzammar Politics. Ah, my favorite. As dangerous as it is to mistake a dwarf's caste, it is far more deadly to mistake his alliances among the noble houses of Orzammar. Everyone in the city is allied with someone, whether by blood or by word. The nobles do not engage directly in commerce themselves, that is, the domain in the merchant caste, but they do serve as patrons. They invest in shops or in artisans' works, and in turn reap a share of the profits as well as a measure of the credit. Merchants and warriors alike benefit from the service of a prestigious patron. The relative power of each house is ever changing. It is usually safe to assume that whichever noble house holds the throne is at the top of the heap. But below that, things grow into a tangled mess. Houses ally with one another by marriage. They earn rank and prestige when combatants loyal to them or from their own bloodlines win provings. They earn it when artisans they patronize become sought after or well regarded, or when the merchants they invest in become successful. The degrees of power that these achieve confer is so murky, even to the dwarves, that it isn't unusual for nobles to challenge each other to provings over whose smith forges better belt buckles, or whose servants have the best manners. That's so petty. Nor is it out of the ordinary to find two merchants arguing over whose noble patron has won the most acclaim. For the rank of the patron is the rank of the client. Oof. Nowhere is this more apparent than in the assembly, where the Deshirs, representatives of each noble house, meet. Although the king technically rules Orzammar, kings are elected by the assembly, and so each king must work constantly to maintain the support of the Deshirs. Kings who prove unpopular find their heirs deemed unacceptable to inherit the throne. Power then passes to another house. We got the answer. Thank the maker. We got it. We got it. Okay. First off, crazy as shit, right? But this is what I want to know. The king rules Orzammar, but the Deshirs, right, which are the representatives of the noble houses, the king still wants to be in their favor because the king needs them to stay, they like him. And so, yeah, the fact that it's like, they may not be able to kick the king off, but they deem their heirs unacceptable. So it's like your dad is so unpopular, you don't get to be king now. Even if you could do a better job, they've determined that you aren't good enough, and we're gonna give this shot to a different house. That's wild. Good lord. Dwarven politics, man.
Can I get you a ladder so you can get off my back?
In praise of the humble Nug. I would serve a human some Nug, and he proclaimed that it was like eating an unholy union of pork and hair. The idea disturbed him so much that he declined to finish his serving and made himself content with some stale bread. Is it that bad? Of course, this only goes to show that surfacers, human or otherwise, have tragically unrefined palates. Right? You don't want to eat the cave rat? Are you so stuck up? You don't want to... Stale bread is better than this blind, bald rat? Come on. Of course, this only goes to show that surfacers, human or otherwise, have tragically unrefined palates. The Nug is surely the most delicious animal I've ever tasted. Only a dead man would not salivate at the thought of a tender morsel of roasted Nug melting in his mouth. The Paragon Varan, although his house had fallen, shall always be remembered for discovering the wonders of Nug flesh. A pioneer in culinary arts. Admittedly, it was discovered only out of desperation when he was separated from his legion and lost in the deep roads for a week, but we want to hold that against the good Paragon. While Nug pancakes and Nug gets... I was waiting for that one. My own children love these. Nug pancakes? I feel like... Just stop. Don't do it. What are we doing? Are the Nug dishes one encounters most often? Nug can be prepared in other interesting and elegant ways, like Nug shakes. The late King Angzar Idukan adored Nug seared on a hot metal plate and finished in the oven, dressed with a cream sauce flavored with deep mushroom. Just be careful when using the mushrooms from the deep roads, because they often grow close to darkspawn bodies. They say that this is what gives them their unique flavor and intoxicating scent, but it also means that consuming too many of them may result in curious afflictions of the mind. Oh, I know there's probably people that love them. They're like, I'm sure there's a deep shroom trade. Real potent stuff. Man, I don't know about this Nug situation. I don't know. I can't say I would. I'd Nugless. I'm a Nug-free life. And I'm okay with that. Legion of the Dead. Yes, Stone's greetings, friend. You will fight ceaselessly in the Legion of the Dead. Motto of the Legion of the Dead. The Legion accepts all, so I was told by one of the Legionnaires himself, a dwarf who waited quietly at the entrance to the deep roads for the rest of his unit to assemble. They gathered slowly, each equipped with heavy armor and fine weapons. each painted with grim tattoos applied at their funerals the night previous. For that is the nature of the Legion. They are all dead. Any dwarf may join the Legion so long as he is willing to give up everything he has. The funeral rites are somber. A final goodbye is said to family and loved ones. Any material goods are dispersed to heirs, and last words are said. Then it is done. The new Legionnaire marches out into the deep roads, never to return. The Legion fights against the Darkspawn to the last, striking one final blow against the monsters that have claimed so much of their homeland. Many of the Legion clear the slate. Many join the Legion to clear the slate. Criminals may join to avoid punishment. The dishonored join so their houses and families need not suffer on their behalf. The bankrupt join so their debts might be forgiven. Few join for last chance at glory, but the Legion takes them too. Damn. This group hopes to reach the fabled fortress of Bonamar. Bonamar. Oh, once I hear it, I'll know. Once the Legion's home, associated with the greatest of their paragons. Bonamar. It's got to be Bonamar. Bonamar. I don't know. Is a holy place. Its loss, the last great blow against the Dwarven kingdoms, and its recapture would be a glorious signal to all of Orzammar. But capture it or no, all these warriors will die in the deep roads. It's a somber thought, and I know why the dwarves say the Legion's charge is the battlefield's most frightening sight. They have nothing left to lose. From Stone Halls of the Dwarves, Brother Genitivi, Chantry Scholar. Damn, Legion of the Dead is kind of badass. Not gonna. That's pretty hardcore. Because again, nobody is forced to join. They don't drag people into it and be like, you know, you're coming with us. Like, your life is forfeit. You're gonna die. People sign up. Sure. Some people in a bad situation, right? They join up because they feel like this is at least better than that, right? They feel like, I mean, debt, that kind of sucks for debt, but, you know, criminals to avoid punishment totally makes sense. And they just go in there and they just fight till they die. And it's interesting too, because wasn't that something either we read it or it was from Alistair, right? Like the fate, the rest of Grey Warden, right, is to just die in the deep roads, right? To fight until you can't anymore. I don't know. It's the Legion of the Dead. That's honestly pretty rad. And the fact that it's that last line, right? They have nothing left to lose. So they go in. Dwarven faith. The chant of light is almost never heard in the halls of Orzammar. This is hardly surprising, for unlike the elves, who were literally abandoned by their gods, or the Devinters, who worship dragons, the dwarves have no gods at all. Even the concept of worship is foreign in Orzammar. Instead, the dwarves seem to venerate the stone, a name they give to the earth itself. This seems practical for people living underground, if perhaps a bit unimaginative. For guidance in spiritual matters, they turn to their ancestors. These ancestors, who said to have returned to the stone, communicate their wishes to the living via brutal trials by combat called provings. The ancestors' collective wisdom is maintained by the Shaperate, who can apparently store records in Lyrium itself. Set above the ancestors, above even kings, are the paragons, dwarves who have achieved such greatness that they are elevated to almost godhood. These are the great figures holding up the hallway that leads from the surface, the first glimpse of Orzammar that outsiders see. Which we did see. And I mean, It is incredible. It is really cool. You know, we have a bit of a different feeling considering our upbringing, but we can recognize, you know, and respect that it is impressive. Wall of Memories. Let's see, the Shaper's life, right? So we got this one. Orzammar has carved a legacy from the stone, but history is more than the comings and goings that fill the streets. The cabins are old cuts and well-traveled. The true will of the stone is revealed far from the halls of politics and commerce. The Shaper must step away from the familiar, seek out revelations from the frontier or buried secrets from paths abandoned. The Shaper must first walk away. He is to return. Right? The blessing of the Shaper is given only to those who walk with the stone. It is a path that cuts deep, and the road is far from secure. But those who desire to work in memory must first honor it. Document the stone, protect her, present a new history to the memories. Only then will the blessing of the Shaperate be upon you. Yeah, we're getting a whole library reading today.
Can I get you a ladder?
Great.
So you can get off my back?
Traditional dwarven folk songs. Oh, it's Nug-based. It's a Nug-based song. Oh, boy. Nug sits in the mud. Nug wiggles his ears. You catch the Nug, he slips away. Nug gets to live another day. Nug sits in the mud. Nug wiggles his toes. You hook the Nug, he slips away. Now the Nug runs off to play. Nug sits in the mud. Nug wiggles his nose. You tickle the Nug, he laughs away. Now the Nug sits on my plate. Nug pancakes. A well-loved dwarven nursery rhyme. My God. Nursery rhyme. A nursery rhyme. What would be? Because only the last two lines rhyme. So it's like, what's the cadence? Nug sits in the mud. Nug wiggles his ears. Catch the Nug, he slips away. Nug gets to live another day. You hook the Nug, he slips away. Now the Nug runs off to play. You tickle the Nug, he laughs away. Now the Nug sits on my plate. It doesn't even rhyme. That's just so goofy.
Now's better than later.
Okay, we gotta get Liliana. She's gotta help us out here. It's gotta be very important things. Right, but that's huge. So much lore. That's so cool. I love this. All right, Shaper.
When I last walked this hall, Endrin was king and Orzammar was at peace. The memories often speak of the swiftness with which change overtakes us. But it is different to see it firsthand. I apologize, Warden. I should not burden a stranger with such thoughts. I am Zebor, the Shaper of Memories.
Zebor. How do you know who I am? Shaper of Memories.
The Shaperate guards Orzammar's knowledge. We have preserved in Lyrium all of the records of dwarven history. The memories record all. They are how we know to which family a child owes life, how we trace lost ties. They ensure we forget nothing of our past, good or bad.
Okay. I mean, that's a hell of an achievement. I would like your permission to open a chantry here. Let's talk about Orzammar, Lord Shaper.
Ask, and I shall do my best to answer.
Okay, let's see. Let's start with this, right? What's the difference between an ancestor and a paragon?
All dwarves who die return to the stone as ancestors, to guide their families forever. But only one every few generations rises to paragon. A paragon is a dwarf whose accomplishments change Orzammar so much that the Assembly recognizes they've been born blessed. They are venerated as living ancestors and found a new noble house forever bearing their name.
That's what Branca was.
Branca is a paragon, now and into death. She was born a smith, but her inventions caught the Assembly's eye. Before she had seen 20 years, she created a smokeless coal. It could burn in a cave without vents and no one would choke from it. It earned her paragon status.
I mean, that was pretty cool, though. It's a pretty cool invention. Let's see, where's Bronca now?
She went into the deep roads 2 years ago seeking out secrets of the ancient smiths. She never returned.
That's why she went. Because we never knew why she went. We just knew that she did. And she brought her whole house. Seems wild to do. Ancient smiths. How did the caste system come to be? Yeah.
According to our legends, 7 brothers founded our empire. The youngest, Bloadlik, was the wisest and was chosen king. His children formed the noble caste. The eldest, Giachet, trained his sons to defend their king. They became the warrior caste. Shatkyar founded the artisans. Orzatyar forged our first swords. It was Orzammar who dug the mines that became our city's foundations. The twins Koapar and Noct both founded trading houses, but Noct was wounded in battle. On his recovery, he swore to serve his brother's sons.
Oh, wow. What about the casteless?
The casteless descend from criminals and those repudiated by their own families, or who chose to go to the surface and live by human laws. They have no ancestors to guide them and no families to claim them. They should not have been born. Their parents defied their shame and brought cursed children into the world. It's better they die young.
Holy. Wild to say it out loud. But that just is how they view it. Good God. Yeah, because, like, the children of criminals, essentially, like, is a very... It's so literally, like, the sins of the father fall to the son. It's crazy. And it's like, well, why am I casteless? Because your family fucked up, and now you're paying the price for it. And it's like, the thing is, like, maybe your parents weren't even thieves or criminals, right? But they were the children of criminals. And so your parent, like, you could have several generations of casteless that maybe never had ever been criminals, and it was like some person like 200 years ago, and that's the person in your family that's set, you know, this whole thing up. And it's like, that's kind of ridiculous, isn't it? That's a little bit, that's a bit of nonsense, right? If you want to say, like, current criminals, you know, you kick them out of their caste, it's like, then we could have a conversation in a way. But basically being like, by birth you were destined to be casteless because of your ancestors is crazy. It's crazy. Is that what should have happened to me? It seems easy for you to dismiss them. You can't just talk to someone who thinks like that. This is interesting. It seems easy for you to dismiss them.
Their births are not recorded in the memories. In Orzammar, they do not exist. Is there something more pleasant you wish to discuss?
Wow, that's fucked. They don't even bother recording them. They're just like, no. Because they're less than the animals, right? They're less than the servants. They don't even deserve to be acknowledged as even being alive. Good Lord. I in no way regret this origin, though. How powerful, right? Breaking out of that, becoming what we are. What's the difference between an ancestor paragon? Tell us about Orzammar's history. Is this the same thing?
Perhaps the books here can make up for the lack of attention you paid your elders. We were a great empire once, and our land stretched through the deep roads. Kal Sharok was capital then. But we lost too many battles. We lost our golems. And we lost our territory. Now the Empire is simply ruined tunnels filled with darkspawn.
How'd you lose your golems?
The Paragon Caridon, a smith of unsurpassed genius, invented the golems. For years they were our weapon against the darkspawn. One golem is worth a dozen dwarves in battle. But Caridon's Tig is far into the deep roads. When it fell, we lost his secret to creating golems. There are books about it along these walls if you would read more.
Oh, so his Tig is that's why it's like lost, because they can't go get it. Right? They can't, even if in some way maybe his Tig is still intact and records are there and everything, they can't get there. They're not going to risk going there. And so essentially, with the death of him and the darkspawn spreading, it's gone. Damn. Golems like this.
Yes. We have only a few dozen left in Orzammar, and I do not recognize this one. Where did you find it? Every golem is precious to us. We'd pay a good sum for a new find.
I'd sooner jump into a pit of lava.
Unfortunate. Was there anything else? I must tell the rest of the Shaperate about this discovery.
Unfortunate. I love that was the response. Shale's great. Where's Cal Shaperate?
At the other side of the old empire. During the last blight, the kings of Orzammar knew they couldn't hold everything. They sealed the deep roads, abandoning everyone still trapped in far-flung settlements. It was the only way to survive. Cal Shaperate is the only other city to outlast the blight. We only rediscovered them recently, and they still haven't forgiven us.
Damn. So they're pissed that you didn't come looking earlier. Let's see.
The Paragon Caridon, a smith of unsurpassed genius, invented the golems. For years they were our weapon against the darkspawn. One golem is worth it. When it fell, we lost his secret to creating golems.
These are kind of all the...
There are books about it along these walls if you would read more.
Let's see. What's a Tig?
They are to us what a colony is to surfacers.
That makes sense. Well, they're all like, they're separate areas connected by the deep roads. Okay. Go back to my first question.
Please, speak your mind.
Open a chantry.
That is an odd request. Have you grown so fond of the surfacers' ways in your brief absence?
Come on behalf of Brother Burkle, cleric of Redcliffe. Orzamar's own has returned. Spread the chant. I ask only because it's the right thing to do. See, because we know, right, the fact that once a dwarf leaves and they come back, they're seen lesser. They're basically seen as castless. Like, what they call them, sun-touched. It's like, you're like, oh, one of Orzamar's own has returned to spread the chant. You'd be like, he's returned? Okay. Well, he chose to leave. So that means less than nothing. We have Brother Burkle, a cleric of Redcliffe. I ask only because it's the right thing to do. But we are asking on behalf of Brother Burkle.
I thought so. This is not the first time he's made this plea. My answer to Brother Burkle hasn't changed. So I ask you the same. On what basis would you have me insult the ancestors and overturn 2,000 years of tradition?
Because it's optional. They don't have to. Nobody has to, embrace the chant and praise the maker and all that. But if they want to, Chantry's charities greatly aid Orzammar. I mean, what harm would it do to let him preach? Would you rather wait for a human army to convert you? Interesting. The Chantry's charities would be a great aid to Orzammar. What harm would it do to let him preach?
Wherever this chantry has spread among humans, it replaced all beliefs preceding it. Were we to let these preachers into Orzammar, how long before the ancestors stop hearing the voices praising them?
I mean, I think the ancestors will always listen, right? Chantry's charities can greatly aid Orzammar.
What sort of charities do you mean?
Chantry cares for widows and orphans, could provide work for the casteless. Chantry will educate children of all castes. Oh boy. If I said work for the casteless, I don't think he's going to care about that. That doesn't benefit anybody. In their mind, right? Cares for widows and orphans. Educate children of all castes.
I am not certain this is in Orzammar's best interests. Our castes have served us well, but it's possible this service could benefit our people. Very well, he may hold a prayer meeting as he requested, if not build a new temple to his god. At least the words would come from one of our own. Now, is there anything more?
There we go. We can be reasonable, right?
I will record this conversation in the memories. I hope I do not come to regret it.
Me either. Me either. This is certainly an interesting interaction, right? Okay. Now we're here, right? We put a lot into strength, dexterity, and constitution, but I think we need to put up our willpower a bit more. And then here, 23 strength to get shattering blows. Ooh, the character's adept to destruction as a death and gains a large damage against golems and other constructs. That's kind of cool. Oh, it's a passive. So it's just there. Okay, we might do that one. But then bravery, this is also a passive. Unwavering courage grants bonuses to damage, physical resistance, and mental resistance, as well as a bonus to critical chance that increases proportionately to the number of enemies above 2 that the warrior is engaging. Oh. Disengage. Relax position makes the warrior seem less threatening, reducing the hostility of nearby enemies. May seek other targets instead. Well, this seems to be better. I do like being able to, the bonus against golems and constructs. We haven't fought any yet. It implies we could, potentially. Right, we got stunning blows later. Character's bonus for master two-handed weapons means that each attack offers a chance to stun the opponent to the sheer weight behind the blow. That's cool. Just a passive. And then two-handed strength, character learned to wield two-handed weapons more effectively, reducing the penalties to attack and defense from powerful swings. That's also very cool. I am thinking bravery, though. Right? just the bonuses seem just good all around. And then Death Blow is the next one. Each time the warrior fells an enemy, the end of the battle seems closer at hand, restoring a portion of the warrior's stamina. Alright. Alright. Because I wanted to do that so we can get more stamina. 130. That's pretty good. It's decent. Let's see. Ugh. We gotta make a call. Chamber of the Assembly. I think we gotta do we gotta do some investigating. I think we do. Right. And what I mean is I think we're gonna have to actually dip into these. Theft and Shaperate. Thief is a bald head, garish tattoos, suggesting he is a brand from the slums. Which makes me think when we go over to Dust Town, probably look for him, right? We can turn this in. But I think we might have to see if we can dabble in both of these. Until I'm convinced otherwise. Right? So I think we might have to do that.
I hope you're not wasting my time with more dithering. The choice I gave you was clear. If you want Bhelen to support you in your surface war, you'll have to help him take the throne.
Oh boy. It feels weird having to pick a side, but not interested in helping Bhelen claim the throne. Who are you again? What exactly did you want me to do?
Harrowmont tried using the same plot of land to buy the votes of both Lady Dace and young Lord Helmy. I have the promissory notes to prove it, but neither of them would listen to anyone they knew favored Bhelen. As a neutral party, you could present the evidence and convince them Lord Harrowmont plans to cheat them.
But is it true? Damn it, we already asked, right? Any more?
Lady Dace doesn't leave the quarter much, but Lord Helmy's adventurous, likes to spend his time at tapsters in the Commons. Remember, don't tell them you got these papers from me. You learned of them and drew your own conclusions.
This is so shady. This is so shady. Which is why I'm hoping I can talk to them before trying to just throw out, you know, the blackmail. It seems scummy.
Lord Harrowmont, said to have kicked castless in the street. Does he respect none beneath his station?
Ooh. Alright, let's see what we can do with this.
What do you want? Are you one of those tiresome noble hunters? Neither my sons nor I are interested.
I can promise you I'm not after your son. Or you. No offense. Right, I'm taken. I'm Baragor, a Grey Warden.
Ah, such a noble profession. Cleaning up whatever darkspawn stragglers make it to the surface. You must be very proud.
That sounded very backhanded. I don't think she means that. To say the word stragglers, oh, you're able to mop up the leftovers that got past us. Wow, how noble. Might want to look at these papers.
Well, this isn't exactly a surface broadsheet. Where did you get these? Never mind. It is true enough, but there's nothing I can do about it. This deal was made on behalf of our entire house. Only my father can revoke it.
Ooh. Where is he? I'll bring these to him. Well, will you tell him? Miyoshi. Where is he?
He is leading a deep roads expedition, trying to secure an ancient Tig. It's unlikely he'll be back before the election, but perhaps this vote is important enough for you to brave the tunnels to tell him? The Dace family would be in your debt.
Oh, good. How do we change this? Oh, we just gotta go to the deep roads to find this one dude to get him to vote differently. How to know where to find your father?
He was searching an old Idukan site. He left me with this map, in case his expedition never returned. I'll give you a pass as well. Usually, no one is allowed past the front lines. Does that mean you'll go?
You have a deep roads pass? Alright. Multi-pass. Yeah, I'll leave right now.
So Bhelen's victory means enough for you to risk your life. How interesting.
Interesting. Yeah, I haven't committed to anything yet.
Lord Bhelen suspected of personally defacing statues of the Paragons. Shocking allegations abound.
Shocking. The audacity. How could he? How?
It'll be 2 years tomorrow. By all the holy sodding ancestors, how can you people just ignore that?
Branka didn't go alone, Ogren. She took the whole house, everybody but you. So just get over to Tapster's and drown yourself already. You know as well as I do that's how this always ends.
You think I'm afraid of some cub warrior who's barely off the teat? Ha!
You lift a weapon or attack a single citizen in Orzammar, and you're stripped of your caste and exiled. Even you can't have forgotten that. Get out of here before I call a guardsman.
Oof. Damn, bro. That's rough. So wait, so this dude was part of her house? And left behind? Damn.
Can you believe it? Ogren's barely even warrior caste anymore, and he just clomps in here like he's entitled.
I say, who are you? Especially before we start complaining about me, too. Who are you?
I'm Loylanar Ivo, warrior, which is more than I can say for that useless sod.
Damn. Condescending. Who was he?
Ogren's a drunken wretch. He comes up here 2-3 times a week, hounding people to lead some suicidal rescue mission after Branka. Gets quite violent about it. I'd be scared if they hadn't practically gelded him after he killed young Lord Mino.
Okay, that seems like... I don't know what gelded means. That doesn't sound good. So he wants to find Branka, even though it's been 2 years. He wants to find Branka. What happened? What do you mean gelded him?
Well, he killed Lord Mino's youngest son in a duel to first blood. It was a huge scandal. Ogren should have been executed, but he'd won honors in the deep roads. Instead, they stripped him of all weapons and forbid him from engaging in fights within city limits. If he breaks the decree, he'll be exiled.
Oh. That's... stripped of all weapons. And is banned from fights in city limits. Jeez. Why does Ogren care so much about Branka? Ogren? Ogren?
She's still his wife, isn't she? Even if she took their entire house into the deep roads and abandoned him.
Wife? I thought this was just like a house member. I don't blame him for wanting to look for her then. Come on. Like, if you don't get actual proof that your wife is dead and you're like, I know I can go in there, I can find her, I'm determined, I respect it, That's crazy. Bronco was married to that drunk?
Well, before she was a paragon, she was just a smith, and Ogren was one of the best warriors of his generation.
So he's not even no joke either. He's what a duo. The eventual paragon and the best warrior of his generation. Let's see, why did Bronca go into the deep roads?
Chasing some old treasure. She was quite secretive. Outright rude, really. She said she never asked if found a house, that she didn't care about politics, and that we were too self-absorbed to defeat the Darkspawn. She actually threatened anyone who said they'd come after her.
Oh. So she didn't want to be followed. That's curious. Huh. So... And we know because we were just in the Shaperate, right? That it's looking for ancient Smith secrets. Right, whatever that is. Threatened anyone who said they'd come after her. I mean, she's right with it. She said that everyone's too self-absorbed to actually defeat the Darkspawn. How'd you become a paragon?
She invented a smokeless fuel that let the Smith caste increase their output by nearly a third. Deaths from the Black Lung also dropped. The Assembly said she had the favor of the ancestors and declared her a paragon. They moved Bronca, Ogren, and all their relatives to the noble caste and founded a new house in her name.
That's gotta feel pretty cool, right? What were you and Ogren arguing about?
It's been 2 years since Bronca left. No one has ever stayed in the deep roads that long and survived. The search teams who went out found nothing, but Ogren wants to keep risking lives searching.
Which, again, I don't blame him. It's his wife. But I also understand how impossible it kind of feels. Right? Who is he? This is gonna be are these gonna be the same things?
Ogren's a drunken wretch. He comes up here 2-3 times a week, hounding people to lead some suicidal rescue mission after Bronca. Gets quite violent about it. I'd be scared if they hadn't practically gelded him after he killed young Lord Mino.
This is what you two are arguing about Bronco? Lost 2 years ago. She's most likely dead. Is that what you two were arguing about Bronco?
It's been 2 years since Bronca left. No one has ever stayed in the deep roads that long and survived. The search teams who went out found nothing, but Ogren wants to keep risking lives searching. She's still his wife, isn't she? Even if she took their entire house into the deep roads and abandoned him. If you see any guardsmen, tell them Ogren was at it again.
I gotta wonder, like, why did she leave him behind? Was it out of care? Right, like, I don't know, because if he's like the best warrior, wouldn't you want him to be with you in the deep roads? You know, you would think. So then it's like, why would she abandon him?
You're the best wrangler I've ever seen, but there's more out there.
There is more out here? Gotta find him. But no, for real, that's just, it seems strange. We're not gonna go yet, I want to try something else. But, right, looking for the old Smith secrets.
I've been hearing rumors that a certain wine merchant is falling behind on his payments.
I can't imagine what you mean. I pay my expenses.
What about the expenses your good friend Jarvia incurs when providing your protection? It's not easy ensuring nothing bad happens, that no one decides to just burn everything in your store.
My store! Please, I don't have much. Business isn't good. People are scared. Tell Jarvia I'll get her money.
Jarvia is not happy with your promises, old man. Now let's go inside and see what you've been holding back.
Oh no. I feel like we gotta get involved. Fucking Jarvia is still fucking around.
This is all I have right now. I could get more if I sell something.
Well, well, looks like we have a visitor. Friend of yours?
Is there a problem here, friend? Are these men threatening you?
Please, don't get involved with this. You don't know what they're like.
Then allow me to make some introductions. These are dangerous times in Orzammar, stranger. Lucky us, the merciful Jarvia is offering protection from the chaos. You're wearing some fancy stuff there. Might make you a target. So if you want the Carta's guarantee of safety, it's yours for the reasonable price of 10 gold sovereigns. Or I can't say what might happen.
First off, who's Jarvia? This doesn't sound familiar. I don't think we know about who that. It's slipping my memory. But the Carta isn't. I was so sure that Jessica would be the one running it, right? That's why. Did you say Jeremy is running the Carta? Don't you know who I am? Sounded like a threat. No, we don't remember Jarvia.
Nada. Hey, you're the Duster, the one who acts Barat. Jarvia's been looking for you, and I bet she'd rather deal with you herself. Enjoy your last night alive, Duster.
Get out of here. Bunch of scrubs. You good?
Ancestors, bless you for saving my poor store. I don't know how to express my gratitude.
With a discount. You could start by letting me look around your store. Jarvia runs the Carta? Know anything about that?
She's a monster, plain and simple. The Carta used to prey only on their own kind, but since Jarvia stepped in, they even dare the upper city. Whoever takes the throne had better root out the whole nest of them. That Carta's worse than a pack of cave rats.
Ridiculous. What do you know about her Carta?
A band of castless thugs. They're to blame for all the crime in Orzammar these days. They're criminals, and the children of criminals. The ancestors themselves declared them irredeemable.
And yet nobody's stopping this. I get back to work, what do you have to check your eyes before I black them? The castless saved you.
I suppose there are a few decent souls born in the lot. Now, if you'll excuse me, I'm grateful for your help, but I don't think we have any more to talk about.
Damn.
Did you have something more pleasant you wish to discuss?
Yeah, what do you got?
I'm showing you the lowest prices I can afford, I assure you.
I hope so. I hope so. We're gonna take those. These, because I have nothing. Oh, a regular injury kit. Containing bandages, another healing. Okay, these are instantly regains a small amount of health and cures with 3 injuries. I was wondering what the bigger kits would do, because we have lesser. Right, this is 1 injury. This cures 3. These are great. Mage Bane. Poison drains target of their mana. That's cool. That's a cool thing. Mage poison. Mild sleeping gas trap. Greater health. Oh. That'd be nice. 66. Sell these. I don't want to sell these in case we do get a crossbow. This would be nice. What else we got? Emerald, deep shrooms, flasks. $66. That would leave us with 10 silver. I do want the recipe though. Right, we have 7 flasks and 1 deep mushroom. We get those, and then we get 1 flask. Okay. Okay, so now...
What shall we do?
Right, because I don't think we have to use the recipe. I think it just automatically goes in once we actually have the improved. We need 3 elf root.
Did you have something more pleasant? I'm...
Okay. And distilling agent. Cool. I'm glad we could actually make those. Nice. 4 and 5. That's a great start. Okay. Okay. One of those guys, when we walked in, he was on the left. He looked bald and tattooed. Could be who we're looking for. Could be. Let's go tell the guy he's allowed to build his church now.
Andraste teaches that patience is the child of wisdom, but I'm eager to hear if you've seen the Shaper.
He agreed to let you hold prayer meetings.
Oh, praise the Maker! You truly walk in the light, friend. I already found a convert among the merchants who offered his shop as a temporary chantry. It's just by the tapsters. Please, come to our first service.
Yeah, I'm a little busy, but... People eat that. That doesn't... I'm sorry, I still stand by it. Doesn't seem like the right meal for us, right? But we're gonna pick this up in the next episode because I wanna make sure I have time to dig into the rest of this because we are going to go poke around even more, right? Take the promissory notes to Helmy. Today she showed Dace's papers, but the deal with Harrowmont was made by her father, which we have to go into the deep roads, sign off. So that's going to kind of trip up a couple things. And then we're probably going to do this too. We'll do both. We'll see. Right? Probably also change up the team. Especially if we go into the deep roads, right? Because I think we might have to review the composition. And again, it's not. And I don't want this to come off like it's going to be one team for the whole game, because there's a lot of synergy that I see that I want to take advantage of, right? Like, I definitely think Shale is awesome. Absolutely. Love Alistair. Love Morgan. I really like Liliana, and we haven't really utilized her a lot. And from what we've seen of rogues, they're fast. They're very fast. Like, she's a great archer, but having her up close could be also really good. But also as a ranged, right? Also really good. So, who knows? Like, if we were to replace Alistair, for example. No offense, Alistair. Morgan and Liliana, ranged, whole time, right? They're ranged. Shale's in the front, you know, Shale's throwing down, and then we're right next to everything that's happening. Could be a thing. Could be good. And Liliana can go around and get some of these chests open, right? Because we got to go back to some of these other areas as well. Again, that we previously visited. See if she can lockpick some things, right? I think that'll definitely be worth it. But right now, that's what I'm thinking. Might do that. So either way, thank you guys so much for watching more Dragon Age Origins. I look forward to hearing what you guys have to say. As always, appreciate everything. The advice, tips, and everything. Super huge. Definitely. See you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.